Welcome to my Vision News. As you know, viewers, that Shire, a major city of Tigray, has come under ENDF control, EDF as well, Amhara forces too. Question is, what is going to happen next? Are we going to see what we saw in November 2020 when Mekelle, other major cities of Tigray came under ENDF EDF control and Tigray forces resorted to guerrilla warfare? What is going to happen now? Has TDF decided to start guerrilla warfare? Is it going to withdraw from all major towns and cities of Tigray? And will people of Tigray welcome ENDF and EDF? What will they do now when they know that EDF and ENDF are arriving? So what is the likely scenario? Firstly, we must be aware of the objectives of Ethiopian and Eritrean governments first, to analyze the likely scenario in Tigray which is going to unfold in coming days. What is the stated objective of Ethiopian government and Eritrean government? Ethiopian government yesterday clarified that it wants to take control of all airports in Tigray, all federal institutions and other facilities in Tigray. It means that it wants to capture all major towns and cities of Tigray. Another unstated objective. It's very important that we should talk about unstated objectives as well of Ethiopian and Eritrean governments. So the stated objective is that government wants to take control of major places in Tigray and it wants to protect the people of Tigray. That is what the government said yesterday. Their unstated objective is that Ethiopian and Eritrean governments both want to dismantle TPLF and dismantle TDF as well. So government forces will try to hunt down TPLF leaders, TDF generals. This is unstated, but it's clear that they'll do it. Third unstated objective, if it is an objective, could be alarming, could be a matter of concern for the people of Tigray, for international community, for everyone. Will ENDF and EDF, will Eritrean and Ethiopian governments, regional governments, go after only TPLF and TDF leadership? Or will they try to neutralize all young men and women in Tigray who are of fighting age? This is not just a speculation. We received such information from some fronts a few days ago, but I avoided sharing this information with viewers. If ENDF and EDF have decided that all young men and women of Tigray must be put out of action, must be neutralized, must be killed, it could be an alarming strategy adopted, if it is adopted by Ethiopian federal and Eritrean governments. We don't know if it's the strategy of the government or not, but we have seen thousands of ENDF POWs. We have not seen thousands of Tigray fighters as POWs. Why? Were they not captured? Or were they captured but then they were killed? It's not clear. We have seen just a few dozen TDF, a few hundred you can say, a few hundred TDF fighters taken prisoner by ENDF so far. Tigray, on the other hand, has shown thousands of ENDF soldiers. On the ground, ENDF, EDF are making gains. Their gains are larger than gains of Tigray Defense Force. Then naturally, POWs or TDF POWs should also be greater in number. But we haven't seen lots of TDF POWs. Does it mean that EDF and ENDF are not interested in taking TDF fighters prisoner. They want to put them out of action forever. Can we say that? If it is the strategy of ENDF and EDF, it means that it could have then long-reaching repercussions in Tigray, in Ethiopia. Second point is that has a TDF made its mind? Has it decided to choose guerrilla warfare? That is why it is withdrawing from Shire, which was a withdrawal, by the way. Yes, it was forced withdrawal. TDF did not retreat from Shire voluntarily. It was forced to retreat because it was not in a position to defend Shire. Had it tried to defend, civilians would have been killed in large number. So it decided to withdraw. Same is the case in southern Tigray. TDF tried to defend, but it could not. So it retreated. Question of yours is that has TDF, has Tigray regional government decided to go for guerrilla warfare? For me, one important indicator of TDF's decision to start guerrilla warfare and to retreat towards Tambian would be a likely TDF attack on WFP and other warehouses in Mekelle. In Mekelle, thousands of metric tons of food aid is in stores, in warehouses of World Food Programme and other aid agencies. Some aid is being distributed, but still large quantities are in the stores of WFP in Mekelle. I think if Tigray forces decided to start guerrilla warfare, if they decided to retreat from all major cities of Tigray towards central Tigray, they'll try to take control of these warehouses and they'll try to take as much food aid with them as possible. It has not happened so far reportedly. It means that guerrilla warfare, yes, it could be an option for it. It is an option for Tigray Defense Force, but not at this point of time. At this point of time, TDF has some other alternatives, it seems. Thirdly, people of Tigray, less discussed aspect of this war in terms of having an impact on gains and losses. Now, role of people of Tigray is going to be crucial. They are going to be caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. What will they do? Will they stand with a Tigray Defense Force through direct or indirect support like we saw in the first phase of the conflict? People of Tigray were with TDF, TPLF as well. And we know that Tigray government has launched this narrative for months, for years rather, that common Tigrayans are the target of this military offensive on Tigray. That Ethiopian and Eritrean governments want to wipe out common Tigrayans. This narrative was launched by Tigray regional government. Ethiopian government, Eritrean government, they deny. They say they don't have anything against Tigrayans. Now, when ENDF and EDF are entering Tigray, can they win the hearts and minds of common Tigrayans? Can they somehow make them feel comfortable that ENDF, EDF are there to protect them, not to harm them? Before EDF and ENDF's entry into Tigray, we're seeing that large-scale displacements are underway from those areas where EDF, ENDF are likely to enter towards those areas which are under TDF control, like Shire. From Shire, tens of thousands have fled, not into Eritrea, not into Amhara, not into Sudan, but into Tigray. People were seen fleeing from A2 highway, from Shire along A2 highway towards Adwa, towards central Tigray. It means either they are scared that attacking forces, ENDF and EDF, would commit atrocities against them, they would kill them, or they want to support Tigray Defense Force. So, people of Tigray's role is going to be crucial in coming days. Last option for Tigray Defense Force is obviously guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare cannot succeed without the help of locals. Locals helped EDF in the first phase of the conflict. ENDF and EDF could not hold on to their gains in Tigray. They had to withdraw. People of Tigray are in a difficult situation. If they support TPLF, they'll be targeted by Ethiopian and Eritrean governments. If they support Ethiopian and Eritrean governments, TPLF, TDF will target them. Like we saw that interim government officials of Tigray, interim government which was put in place in November 2020, those Tigrayans who became part of that interim government put in place in Mekelle by Ethiopian federal government, those officials were attacked, assassinated by Tigray fighters. More than 20 were killed back then. It means that from Tigray, it's difficult for people to support Ethiopian federal government. People in a difficult position, people of Tigray. But their say, I think, matters a lot now. What will they do? It will be a test of Ethiopian federal forces as well. What do they want to do now? How will they try to reconcile, you can say, with the people of Tigray? And lastly, last point is that TDF has withdrawn from Shire, from some areas, several areas in southern Tigray as well. But still, TDF has not decided to completely withdraw from all towns. As I said earlier, they'll take with them the food aid stored in Mekelle. If they did made their mind to leave all towns and cities, I think they'll try to defend their territories as much as possible. So if they withdrew towards Tambian, even that would take some time. Not like 24 hours or 48 hours. They'll try to defend, they might hit back as well. They might try to take back Shire too. They're in the process of realigning, regrouping, repositioning their troops. Can they set up some defense positions which could be a challenge for ENDF and EDF? That remains to be seen. Thank you for watching.